Hello, Sonoma County. So the 2024 election is just a few months away at this point, and obviously it's all over the media, it's on social media, it's all people are talking about. And if you're a potential buyer or seller considering a real estate move, you're probably having these questions run through your head of how is this election going to affect the purchase or sale of your home, and is it going to be the right time to still make that move? Let's dive into this in just a moment, but first, I'm Morgan DeVincenzi with Sullivan Group Real Estate, and we help people move into, out of, and all around Sonoma County every single year. So if you are thinking about making a move, trying to figure out the timing based on elections, based on your life, absolutely reach out. We would love to answer those questions, help you find the right home at the right price in the right location here in Sonoma County. I think we can all agree that tensions are a bit high when it comes to any conversation, no matter what side of the spectrum you may be on with this presidential election coming up this November, that it's going to affect things for all of us. It's going to affect our culture. It's going to affect the economics, inflation, the real estate market, and so much more. So when planning a big life change, selling a home, buying a home, an investment property, whatever's in your mind, this election is probably weighing on you of whether it's a right time or a wrong time to make this move. So let's take a look at what actually happens more often in an election year or in the year following an election. You know, it's really helpful to understand that while this does have a great effect on our nation, how much is it going to affect us truly here in Sonoma County? And is it something that means you should put your goal on the back burner, or should you actually get ahead of the curve, take action now, and then reap the benefits later? Before we dive into whether it's good or bad to buy a home or sell a home around a presidential election, just a reminder that here in Sonoma County, we are in what we like to kind of consider a bubble of a real estate market. It's a very unique location, being part of the Greater Bay Area and being the most affordable county within the Greater Bay Area. So what does that mean? I mean, even when the market fluctuates and interest rates change or demand changes, or there is some kind of economic inflation effect on the nation as a whole or California as a whole, Sonoma County typically feels a little less of that hiccup when those moments come up in past years. And part of that is because we are so affordable. Within the Greater Bay Area, most of the counties around us, their median home price is anywhere between about $1.7 and $2.2 million for your average home. Here in Sonoma County, we're sitting in the low to mid 800,000s, 825 to 850,000 for your beautiful, move-in ready, nice standard home. So because of the affordability here, we still have the demand from the areas around us and the county we live in, keeping the real estate market driving forward and not being as affected like some of the other areas outside of the Greater Bay Area or in other states. Whether you are more red or more blue, that's okay. The real estate market is nice and neutral in between. And I have 3 fun statistics to give you that show even over the last almost dozen elections, the same trends have been true regardless of which direction the election ended up landing. Out of the last 11 elections, home sales increased 9 of the last 11 elections. So the year following 9 of the last 11 elections, we had more home sales, which means more economic movement, more demand from buyers, more sellers getting to achieve their goals. The market didn't slow down, but 2 of the 11 times. Next, if you think you're going to maybe wait to buy a home until after the election because you'll probably save money, maybe home prices will come down a little bit, wrong-o, 7 out of 8 times. 7 out of the 8 last elections, the median home price immediately increased and continued increasing throughout that following next year. So that's a pretty big chance that you would be taking of holding off, thinking maybe you'll save a couple of bucks on your mortgage payment, when in the reality is it's more likely that you're going to end up paying more by waiting. This one's a hot topic already right now, with interest rates totally fluctuating over the last, 5 to 6 years. Before the pandemic, through the pandemic, and into 2024, we've seen some big interest rate changes. 8 out of the 11 last elections, there were interest rate decreases. So that means odds are in our favor that interest rates are going to be coming down. Things are going to get a little bit more affordable, but don't get too excited or think that this is another reason to wait, because every time interest rates come down, the demand goes up. The competition for every home gets higher. That's when we start seeing multiple offers. That's when we see homes selling for over the listing price consistently. And I don't like this term, but sometimes we even see it get to some of those bidding wars. So just really important things to take into account: more home sales, increased home prices, and decreased interest rates. So what does this mean? In the next couple of months, you may want to seriously consider taking action in preparing to purchase a home and really be watching the market now. The advantage of that is potentially get into a home with a little less competition in the market before home prices increase, and maybe you'll be paying a slightly higher interest rate right now, but you can refinance when interest rates are more than likely to come down in the next 6 months or so. So you got a home for a lower price, less competition, and you still get the lower interest rate in a few months anyways. So it's all an interesting game, and what we really like to look at is if the numbers make sense to you, it almost doesn't really matter what's going on in this world with the elections or the economics or the political climate or what have you. We like to sit down, your unique scenario, where are you now? Where do you want to be? Does it make sense? If so, let's get to it. So if you're thinking about making that move, maybe you're thinking about buying a home for the first time, maybe you're thinking about selling your current home to upsize, downsize, relocate, absolutely reach out. Information is here on the screen. Would love to answer any questions that you have, help guide you through what this process might look like, and make sure we find you the right home at the right price and the right location at the right time. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Drop a comment if you find this interesting. Let us know your thoughts. Please keep your political garbage out of our comments, but we're happy to hear what you think about this real estate market stuff. Like this video and tap subscribe for more helpful information about all things Sonoma County and Sonoma County real estate. We'll see you soon.